Hey Faye, how you doing? Nice day here today. Daisy's sleeping. Hey Terry, how you doing? Hey Whitney. Hey Pat. Hey Mark. How you feeling? Hey Bertha. How's it going? Yeah, I think I'm gonna head down there around Thanksgiving. Maybe sooner, but that's where I'm gonna go next. No, I got back a couple weeks ago. Hey Jennifer. Hey Capri. Hey Amina, how are you? Still catching up on stuff. Hey Kay. Hey Mary. No kidding, that windy, huh? Chinook winds. Oh, you too, sunny days. Yeah, I don't know, it's a good question. I don't know. It does bother me sometimes, but I don't know. I just go on, I guess. Yeah, Glacier Park's really nice. Yeah, it's probably my last time there. It's kind of went to hell. It's too busy. I mean, a long time ago, anything after Labor Day, you were home free, and it was busy as hell there. Plus, these parks are run down. I just think I'm not interested in them as I've aged. I'd rather do things like go to the Appalachian Mountains, go to New York City for a weekend, go back out to Billings. They just don't interest me that much. Hey, Sub Cub. Yeah, it sucks, Melodic. I have to have that happen sometimes. Oh yeah, she's doing fine. She's a good girl, Daisy. Oh, Wanda, now you could do it. I mean, I have people contact me all the time. They want to know what kind of equipment to get and that kind of thing. Uh, I encourage everybody to do it. Fun, you learn a lot. Yeah, it is a nice tree. Yep. I forget the name of these trees. They're all over the place. They'll put them in places like in cities and stuff. They don't want to get stuck with a bunch of leaves in the fall. These things kind of fly away. Yeah, living on the streets is tough. I don't think the average person really, they kind of get an idea what it's like, but unless you've been there, you're not going to know what it's like. No, that happens, Terry. Don't let it bother you. It goes on all the time. Probably it's YouTube unsubscribing bot. That's one way. The second way is just people getting unsubscribed for no reason. It's weird. It happens. Don't take it personally. You're trying to build a channel. That's why once in a while YouTube will contact people with channels and have like a 45-minute survey, and I've really let them have it a couple times because the notices won't go out. You're losing subscribers. People are emailing you telling you, hey, I woke up and I found I was unsubscribed. I didn't do it. So you'll get 10,000 videos from YouTube telling you how to improve a channel, how to make more money, how to be more exciting, do this, do that. And here they can't even keep what you've established intact. And I always let them have it on those surveys. It's like, come on, man, I'm getting tired of seeing these increase your channel numbers, do better. I never pay any attention to them anyway. And then 10 people just emailed me this morning and told me they were unsubscribed and they didn't do it. So why don't you worry about that first? It's just happens. It's crazy. There's going to be things with YouTube that don't make any sense at all. How some videos get recommended and others don't. Blah, blah, blah. But it's not a sign of like people thinking your channel sucks and they're leaving. It's not that at all. So I tell Carrie the same thing. Yeah, that's exactly it, D-Dub. It's a difficult thing to understand. I mean, it's just like knowing what videos are going to be popular, which ones aren't. It's not that easy. I mean, I knew when I headed out west that none of those videos would do that well, but that's not why I went out there. YouTube's getting rid of they already said they're getting rid of notifications. They're going to quit doing them. It's been that way forever. I can tell sometimes when I do a live. Now lately in the daytime it's been pretty good, but up until like maybe before I took off out west, I can tell when I sign on live whether people are getting a notification or not. And for a long time there, I mean, through most of the summer, either people were on and watching something else and then they saw your name come up, but it wasn't like they were getting a notification. It's just a crappy, unreliable system. But, like they always say, when you're not paying for something, that's the kind of customer service you get. And there's an element of truth to that. If you were paying $30 a month, you could call a customer helpline and complain about it, and maybe they'd do something. But when it's all free, I'm sure their attitude is, if you don't like it, do something else. You got to get lucky. That's exactly right. I consider getting successful on YouTube, whatever you want to define that as being, kind of like a random number generator in a slot machine or a lottery ticket. If you and I go up and I pull the handle and you pull the handle, it's still not going to be the same. There's enough time difference between us. Everybody thinks that, well, one more handle and I'd have won. Doesn't work that way. And YouTube's kind of that way too. It's a constant changing scenario of data. And when your numbers come up, if you're playing double diamond on a slot machine, they come up and all of a sudden you get into the recommended videos and you get a video that goes viral and then you're home free after that. But until then, I mean, I sat around for years with hardly any subs at all and nobody watched the videos that eventually kind of put me on the map. But they sat around for a year or two and nobody watched them at all. So it wasn't because the content changed, it's because nobody had access to it. Yeah, so it's all shit luck, musical chairs. I mean, you look at Carrie Westbay as an example. Here she been singing for 20 years in bars, and she's got like 150 subscribers after working it hard for the last year. Well, you don't get paid to sing if you're no good. So how can you be around 20 years in a difficult competitive market and make it, but yet nobody watches you on YouTube? That's because they don't know about her. She hasn't struck it rich with the song yet. Yeah, I don't think he's a scammer. I think he's a guy that's got, some pretty good resources, and he pays for, professional production. I mean, how is he a scammer if people are consenting to be interviewing and he's uploading them? How is that part of a scam? I mean, you may not like him, but that's different. Oh, you should do it, but really think it over, lady. If you want to do it or not. It's people like to. I mean, I don't know. It's an individual decision. I mean, 10 people could say that they felt good telling their story and they're glad they did it, and another 10 wish they'd have kept it to themselves. So, it's like one of those deals like, buying a house in an iffy neighborhood. Is this place going to go south? Or is there going to be some more gentrification? It's going to be worth twice as much as I paid for it 10 years from now. Lots of stuff in life like that. Relationships, jobs, riding a motorcycle. You never know what's going to happen. You just got to go for it. Oh, yeah, YouTube. Are you kidding me? Look who owns them. Look who owns YouTube. Yeah, it's up to you, but think it over good, you know what I mean? Yeah, big time, man. I mean, Facebook, Google, all these places, man. Believe me, they're huge manipulators of the media. They put out there what they want to and don't put out what they don't. It's as simple as that. Washington Post, New York Times, any publication anywhere. If they're biased, I mean, if you looked at newspaper owners and television station owners and you looked how they voted or the parties that they supported, I'm not saying one or the other is better, but it give you a pretty good understanding of their news. I mean, look at Fox and CNN, for God's sakes. They can have the same subject matter, and you click over to the other channel, and you'd think you were talking about a completely different subject. That's how different it is on how they want to sell the news to you. I'm in front of a coffee shop in the town I live in. Oh, Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, I still think that Alan Dershowitz and Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew are going to go down in that whole deal. That goes to show you with power and corruption and keeping things quiet. You know, when I was living in Florida and I left there in '98, they were trying to nail him back then, and he always kind of found a way to finagle his way out of it. There was a girl there that worked for him. She used the moniker Gulfstream Girl. I used to see her at the airport once in a while, where you could rent airplanes, and there'd be an FBO there where you could get fuel, and private jets would come in. Real pretty girl. She's an ex-model. I think her name's Nadia Namachenko or something like that. Look up Gulfstream Girl. Anyway, Gulfstream sued her and made her quit using that name. She ended up getting a type rating in a Gulfstream, and she's an instructor. Really beautiful girl. Seems pretty sharp. But she was always kind of fingered as the person that did a lot of recruiting for Epstein. And I know she turned state's witness against him in the state of New York, unrelated to like federal charges, and they granted her immunity for that particular testimony. I know she took down all her videos and stuff on YouTube. Now she calls herself something else, Fly Girl or some shit like that. But I wouldn't be surprised on this Epstein stuff if she ends up getting charged, just from following the story for this long. Yeah. No, I don't follow the money. You couldn't say that about mine. You really can't, because I'm uploading the same stuff that I did when I didn't have any subscribers. Which, by the way, I lose a lot of subscribers when I take trips to like I did out west. The average person is not into driving videos. Hey Michelle, how you doing? Hey Patricia, how's the singing going? Yeah, Detroit, you know, my back's still bothering the shit out of me, man. And plus I'm behind and everything. You know, it's not fun going someplace when you're way behind where you live. And that's where I'm at. I mean, I may go down there this weekend just because I hate being away from it this long and I got a lot of stuff to deliver. You know, I probably will, actually. I mean, what difference, if my back's bothering me, what difference does it make if it's bothering me in West Branch or Detroit? Yeah, I mean, you know, the deals with immunity have kind of changed over the years. Ollie North taught the feds a good lesson on that. If you remember that, the Iran-Contra deal. He was granted immunity and then told him, I'm not telling you a goddamn thing. So now the deal is worked out on what you're willing to testify to, and then they'll grant you immunity after you've testified. Yeah, it's not the old golden pass like it used to be. They got smart. He broke it off in their ass, and it worked. Edward Snowden, you know, I mean, honestly, I think that's treason. I do. I mean, you just can't have people working for NSA and then deciding to write a book and blab everything the government did. I do think that it's in the best interest of the citizens. I haven't found any evidence of the government trying to, you know, ruin this country or self-destruct or secretly turn to communism. I think it's interesting, but I think I think they need to ram it up his ass. You just can't have people running around like that. Oh, Indiana? All right. I'm going to do the, I think it's Pine, is it Pine Knob, Pine Hill, Pine something. It's the highest poverty in the country, the very southern tip of Kentucky. And then I'm going to head up northeast towards West Virginia. And then probably cut down to Hilton Head. Stay there a week. Yeah, as far as Epstein and the money, boy, for a guy that was that established and had been around that long, that's a big giant question mark. Where the money came from, and was there that much, and where is it now? And just that whole deal with him hanging himself in prison. I mean, on one hand, I think the guy came to his senses because that was not looking good. On the other hand, you would have think they would have handled that with kid gloves. But I never used to believe this, but I believe now that I've gotten older and I've seen different scenarios like this, that, you can have that kind of power where you can, we know one thing now, and that is Epstein's not working out any deal because he's willing to testify against some power brokers. And you got to kind of wonder, I mean, if anybody was a candidate for offing themselves in prison, it certainly was him. But, in a way, I don't blame him. I think he was cooked. But that's what happens. I mean, you can't go around recruiting and molesting and having sex with underage people. I don't give a shit where you're at in the world. It just can't, you can't have that happen. I mean, this is the difference between being a human being and a ground squirrel. I mean, a lot of the people that I cross paths with that are on drugs, they were all sexually abused, weird shit, and dysfunctional families. It's a lifetime of bad mental behavior exhibiting itself. It's not like you go get some counseling and you do well the rest of your life. These people that get molested and abused and stuff underaged, it's heavy duty damage. So I'm all for nailing these people to the wall. On the other hand, I think a lot of the sex trafficking stuff's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, you guys know I get around. I've been around a while. I think it happens, but I don't think it's happened like the government tries to sell it as happening. I don't buy it. I mean, they nailed Backpage with sex trafficking and gave Craigslist a slap on the hand. I give Craigslist a A+ for seeing the light, though. Once old Uncle Sam sits you down with their federal charges, put everybody away. They got like a 99.9% batting average. And when they explained to Craigslist, look, either you take this down or this is what's going to happen, Craigslist said, you know what? I agree with you. And they took it down. The Backpage guys, that's an interesting story. There's quite a bit on Google about that. If you Google it, two big loudmouth asshole Irish guys that were used to kicking everybody's ass in court for 40 years. Not this time. Yeah, that's an interesting story. It's kind of solidifies my point of when the feds get their eye on you and they want to take you out, first of all, you've got the smartest people there that understand the law. You've got the best students from the best universities. You've got mentors to them that were there before they were. And they've got unbelievable resources. They've got every federal agency ever. They probably tap into the CIA if they need to. They don't charge you unless they got you by the balls. So when the feds get serious like that, that shows you how ignorant and stupid the Backpage guys were. They actually thought that they would prevail in court. In a blue moon, it does happen. James Traficant, the congressman from Youngstown, Ohio, took on the IRS in court himself and actually won. But that's just like, Roe v. Wade. It happens occasionally, but there's 9 billion people that got it broke off in their ass that you never hear a peep from. Oh yeah, the feds are absolute masters at that. That Barbara McQuade, the one that Trump canned, that was in Detroit. I mean, I think it was probably a pretty easy case against Kwame, Detroit's old mayor. But you know, he got, I think, 28 years, and he's exhausted all his appeals. Honestly, I thought Trump was going to pardon him. It happens all the time because it's political. It has nothing to do with right or wrong. And I think that was really, you know, it's not over yet. But look at Blagojevich and the old governor of Illinois. He was pardoned. Yeah, Barbara McQuade, a super bright lady. I'm telling you, man, the feds are not anybody to fuck around with. It's almost like having Jesus Christ decide to try in court. I mean, it's such an advantage. And like I said, if they get into a case, like this college bribery scandal, they got in that through the back door. They were investigating something else. And when they get into a case and they can see that it's not that great, they're not going to charge you. I mean, they want a high batting average, and they've got the statistics to prove it. Look at Detroit as an example. You know, drugs all over the damn place, dope houses, trap houses everywhere. But when old Uncle Sam gets pissed and they decide to put the feds on that, Trump already told Detroit, you keep fucking around there and I'm going to come down there with the feds and take that place over. And I think that got their attention. Look what happens when the feds come into Detroit and they want to get rid of a bunch of drug dealers. They do it. Just Google East Side drug indictments in Detroit. It's the feds. Now, those same people were there for years and the state didn't do anything. Neither did the counties or the municipalities. That's my whole point. Hey, Rachel. No, there's nothing wrong with income tax. You're crazy. You need a psychiatrist. You think the earth is flat too? No, I don't think Epstein was the 13 richest families. As a matter of fact, it's looking like he didn't have anywhere near the money that he made it look like he did. Not even close. Rockefeller, yes. Yeah, it's not that bad. I would describe it as super sore. Yeah, but something's going on with that Epstein thing, and I'm not sure what. You know, they've got all those logged airplane flights, which I don't understand. He had a Gulfstream too, with Clinton and Prince Andrew and Alan Dershowitz. Look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize why you were visiting Epstein, and it wasn't to play backgammon. There's no proof of that, Rachel. It's all conjecture. Yeah, Big Pharma has money. It sure does, yeah. No, I'm not in Georgia, no. I think Epstein was the go-to guy for underage sex. I don't think he was handing out money. No, you're crazy, Agra. You need to get educated. You're sounding like a moron from the South. I'd say I'm an independent. I would say for most of my life I was kind of a right-wing Republican because I was self-employed, but as I've gotten older, I would never vote by party now. Yeah, master's degree. It's in what? In what? Well, that makes sense then. No wonder you don't know about income tax. That's it, Rita. I mean, it's so messed up now. I'm so disinterested in this bullshit. Man, we have got some great clouds today. Look at these gray clouds. No, I mean, how do you suggest that this whole thing gets funded then without income tax? What's your answer to that? How's the infrastructure of the government get funded without income tax? This has been upheld in the Supreme Court a million times, so read their rulings. You're saying it's illegal. It's not. I don't want to have these stupid ass conversations on here with this income tax shit, so why don't we just quit talking about it? This would be like thinking the moon landing was fake, too. Yeah, I gotta get some paperwork done. Yeah. I'm gonna take Daisy for a nice walk so she can smell the birds and the bees. Right, hon? It's not unconstitutional, which is why this has been in court a million times. It's been upheld in the Supreme Court. It's not. You're not a lawyer, and there's tons of case law in this. This is just a stupid conversation, and I don't feel like having. I get people like you. It seems like once or twice a week. It's just like the COVID virus is fake. No, don't want to have these conversations. Bye bye. Go somewhere else. Get back to Sesame Street. I do it, Amina. I sure do. Yeah, yeah. There's a. I don't know. Something's not right there. They already caught Alan Dershowitz lying. Hey Diane, how you doing? Are you working today, Melodic? Darrenburg Airport. They need to start putting back signs along the interstate so you can find that place. You know, Denver's got that like no sign deal. Driving around out there. Oh, thank you, Amber. Oh, okay. Yeah, I should get down there for the weather. I probably will go down there. Just load up my van. The thing is, I haven't went through any of that stuff. You know, I haven't opened one box that I got while I was gone. I only have a few more videos to upload, and then I'll be done with those. Yeah, different perspectives. You need to read a perspective on how the courts have ruled, the Supreme Court. And if you don't believe that, then I don't know what to tell you. I talked to Tassie yesterday. She's working a lot, got a new job, doesn't have time to be on the internet. Yeah, Lost Souls, no problem. I want to tell you what you want to do, though, in your interviews. You want to say on camera that they're aware, they're consenting to the interview, and they know that you're going to upload it to YouTube. Because if you don't, it's going to bite you in the ass down the road. I mean, it seems obvious, which is why you probably haven't brought it up. But you want to say to them, you notice that I do it on all my videos, that, I take these videos and I upload them to YouTube. Are you okay with that? And then you're covered. Because what's going to happen is 5 years from now, when one of your videos get popular, they're going to want you to pay them $1,000 a week. Uh, it's like relationships you have. You break up. It's all great when things are good, but how about after divorce? That's kind of how YouTube interviews can be sometimes. I'm warning you to do that. Yeah, Tassie's doing well. Yep, it really is. And you look, it's amazing. Tassie was out there for 15 years. Plea deals have been done since day one of the court system. There's no way everything can go through the court system. It's normal. You don't have to agree to it. It's like any agreement. There are boilerplate deals everywhere for everybody all the time. If they got you by the balls, they don't need to plea bargain with you. If they don't, well, maybe it's worth considering. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. I have yet to find any prosecution that goes around charging people just for the hell of it. Yeah, Diane. Becky's good. I just talked to somebody yesterday that saw her. Yep. And you are innocent until proven guilty. They have to prove it. Which isn't easy, by the way. Oh, okay, Tango, thank you. You into aviation? Good girl, hon. Good girl. That a girl. Keep an eye on him, hon. Keep an eye on him. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. As it turns out, evidently Kelly's daughter, Sarah, got surgeries in the hospital and not doing very well. Have a good day, Christy. Oh, okay. All right. Because that's aviation lingo. Yeah, I got to call Kelly. I'm going to call Kelly on that, actually, when I'm done with this. Becky's a smart person. I love Becky. And, you know, I mean, she doesn't show any signs of wanting to get out of there, but when she does, I'll be there for her. So will a lot of other people. Oh, yeah. Daisy went walkie bye-bye already. Oh, yeah, hon. Good girl. Good, baby. You walkie bye-bye, good girl. You know, you'll find when you get into this stuff, at least it's been my experience, is that I've learned so damn much in this from dealing with these people and interviewing them. You know, it makes you check things out and learn more about heroin and Xanax. I didn't know anything other than you shouldn't do it before I had just accidentally started interviewing people. Yeah, it's been cold in the night. I think it got down to 44 last night. Good girl, hon. You keep an eye on things. You keep an eye on things, hon. What is today? Thursday? Yeah, maybe I'll just pack up this van and head down there tomorrow. I hate doing that when I got so much shit to do. I gotta fix my washing machine still. Oh yeah, you'll get trolled. I'm surprised you haven't been trolled yet, Rachel. Hasn't that crazy Laura been trying to email you? Hey, she's good. Hey, George. Well, believe it or not, I don't know shit about this stuff, and I hate working on things. But the places around here, we don't even have any more appliance repair. And then some guy would need to come to Saginaw, and it's like $200 just to get here. So I thought, I'll just fix this thing myself. And go online. There's a place online. Their parts are about a third more expensive. But you type in there what it is that's wrong, and it tells you what it is and what part it is. It's no big deal. As it turns out on these washers, it's my latch mechanism. When you hit the button, it locks so a kid doesn't go in there and drown himself. That's what's busted on mine. I have the part, but when I watched that video, I'd have never figured that out. There's ways you take like a couple screws off the back, and this whole thing like kind of slides forward and back and up. Then you kind of duct tape the door so it doesn't smack down, put a dent in the top, and then you just plug in this new part and away you go. Yeah. And the same with the dryer. There's only a few things that can go wrong, and it's not as hard as you'd think. Because mine's like a 10-year-old washer and dryer. I bought them new. So it's kind of one of those deals where, do I fix this thing or get a new one? It's like, I think I'll fix it. It's just this latch mechanism. And what gets that latch mechanism is it corrodes after time. Yeah, okay, you know what I'm talking about then, Jan. Yeah. Yeah, so that's one thing I got to do. By the time I took that trip and everything, I'm down to about like 4 more pairs of socks. So that's what's going to make me end up fixing it. No more socks. I may be super lazy and buy another bag of socks, just delaying it because I hate doing shit like that. Hey, bedroom, how you doing? Oh yeah, she's full protection. She hopped up on there since a little puppy, 6 years ago. She thought that was a shelf. Now, it's not a lot of the reason, but I would throw a number out there like it's 10% of the reason why I want to keep this Astrovan going. First of all, I like the Astrovan. Honestly, I get a kick out of it, racking up all these miles and it's still going. People think I'm absolutely crazy for heading out to Glacier Park. I put 5,500 miles on that trip. I got no problem. I got confidence in it. But that's a perfect place for Daisy. And on this new van, this Toyota, the dash isn't the same. I don't think there's enough. It's sloped way more. The window is at more of an angle, like a 45 or something. So I don't think there'd be enough room for her to comfortably jump up there from the seat. Yeah, I don't know. Any day now. Drinks tonight. Way to go, Jack. You should do it, Patricia. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Do it. Boy, she likes the van. Yep. Melodic, I don't know if you're still on there or not. Did anybody win the Lotto 47? I always want to start hearing the newspapers say that somebody won in West Branch, but they haven't turned the ticket in yet, and I'm always hoping that's going to be me. Yeah, I'd love to go to Australia. I was big into bird breeding at one time. I had 3,000 pairs of parrots. And there were a lot of the cockatoos, which you know about, and black palm cockatoos, sulfur crested. Those are Australian birds. I would like to go there. I don't think I'd take Daisy though. When I was younger, I would find strays and take them home and keep them. And I'd fly these strays with me when I'd travel around. It was 75 bucks at the time. This was like in 86, 85, 84. Because I didn't want to leave, and I didn't think anything of it, man. I figured the airlines. But since then, I don't know, I've gotten older or think different. But I don't think I wouldn't want to take the risk of Daisy being in some baggage compartment, flying in an airplane. I mean, I hate to say this, but Daisy's been like my greatest dog. I really love this dog. Super smart, no problem. She follows me all over all the time. If I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, if I go out to the van because I forgot something at 3 in the morning, constantly around, sleeping under the desk while I'm on the computer. And I just think of things like she wouldn't understand why I wouldn't be around for so long. They say dogs don't have a concept of time. I think that could be some bullshit. I just don't feel comfortable leaving her. I mean, she spends every day with me, sleeps with me, rides with me. I never leave her home. Once in a while, like I'll drop my van off to get work and I'll leave her home for 10 minutes, but I just, if I can avoid it, I don't want her like left alone. Now, the guy that bought all my antiques, she usually doesn't like men. She seems to like him. And he said if anything happened to me, he would take her, which is a huge load off my mind. Hey, Lost Souls, like I said, don't forget to get consent when you do these interviews. Yeah, Velcro, it's true. How well do I know him? I know him really well. Yeah, I know him really well. Actually, I sold him all that stuff almost 3 years ago. Well, 2 years ago, but I've known him 3 years. Yeah, I know what you mean, Amber. Yep. See, it got a little too hot for Daisy in the window. I'm going to take her for a nice walk today. Today'd be a good day for metal detecting. I haven't used my metal detector hardly at all. Metal detecting's fun. I can only take so much of it, though. Wee Beast, how's it going down there in Detroit? Yeah, nothing great. I mean, I bought mine. I'm not the kind of guy. If you were swimming and you lost your wedding band and you called me, I'd be more than happy to go out there and look for it for you and give it to you. I'm not into like finding people's stuff and keeping it. I think that's shitty to do. On the other hand, part of that is that I don't need the money. Maybe if I needed the money, I'd think about it differently, but I'm glad I don't. But it's just not a good feeling to me to go find things that people lost unless I can give them back to them. I go out in the middle of nowhere. I look at the plots and the abstracts from the old land deeds, the homesteads, and I go along the fence lines, and I'm always looking for like a badge or a gun. I found bullets, coins, nothing worth a shit. My unofficial opinion on things in the ground, I'm talking about this area. I don't know how it is, because I haven't done it anywhere else. But to me, it takes about 100 years for something to go 6 inches in the ground. All without floods or craziness or just not a super muddy area. That's kind of how it's looked with pennies. Corner post, that's exactly right. The problem with the corner post is they dug too deep. And I'm not willing to dig that far. I mean, I'm a lazy ass metal detector guy. If you're into metal detecting, you're thinking about doing, don't get that little bullshit shovel like the old ladies use to plant flowers with. Get a real legit good shovel, a good one with an oak handle, one that you can stand on with both feet and jump on it. Because you'll be out there fucking around all day trying to dig in hard soil 6 inches. So I don't even use mine. Oh, thank you, Patricia. I'll give you some of it. I was thinking that if I did win the lottery, I think I would give my wife half of what I won, just because we've had a good relationship, even though I haven't lived with her in 22 years. Keep in contact. She's lent me money. I've lent her money. I'd give her half of it, just for the hanging in there, and like that's hard to do. We never really didn't get along. I just talked to her the other day. And then I'd take my half, and I think I would, at this stage in my life, I don't want anything. I wouldn't buy a Corvette or an airplane, none of that shit. New house, nothing. I'm on the home stretch now. I would take all that money and I would just sponsor people to get out of that lifestyle. Get them a house or apartment or pay their rent or get them a job or whatever. I'd stick the whole damn pile of money in that. I'd just go for it. Fuck it. Jackpot's 21 million. Melodic, did anybody hit that last night, that Lotto 47? No, you're right. I agree. It's easy to make a promise that you don't have, but I stick to my promises that when I did have it, and you can't find one chink in the armor there. I follow through on everything I say I'm going to do. I'm a man of my word. I could always do what you do and come up with fake profiles and just sling shit out there that doesn't mean a fucking thing because you're a phony to begin with. It's muffled? How about now? I'm not covering the mic. No, I'm not. How about now? How about now? It's not anything I'm doing, it just happens. Oh, good. Nah, I can always spot these fuckers. They come on right away and start talking shit. Just some negative bullshit comment trying to start trouble. They're too fucking stupid to talk about anything important or that requires research or knowledge. Yeah, death proof, you're going to be going bye-bye. We'll be getting rid of you left and right. That's Laura. You're about ready to get nailed too, D-Dub, because I think you're either Ollie or Laura or somebody. You know too much of the troublemaking on the internet to be legit. So you're about one click away from getting the old virtual boot yourself. Yeah, D-Dub is full of shit. But the good thing about D-Dub, even though it's an enemy and tries to start trouble and is using a fake ID, it must be frustrating to sit there and just not be able to say what you want to say because you know you're going to get smoked. So we got D-Dub trained. Roll over, D-Dub. Sit, goddammit. Now beg. We got D-Dub right where we want him. Bark, bitch. D-Dub, roll over. Roll over, goddammit. D-Dub's thinking. D-Dub thought up until about a minute ago that he was really pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. No, he's not saying shit. No, I mean, I don't mind when these damn stalkers and harassers and these fake IDs come on here when it makes them shut the fuck up. When they got to come on here and act like someone they're not, that's torture. But when they show their true colors, they know they're only going to be around for another few seconds. Yeah, that's the way I think it, Josh. I'm in West Branch. Roll over, D-Dub. Quack like a duck. D-Dub's thinking, what the fuck? He thought he was like really pulling this fucking fake ID over on all of us. D-Dub, you got awful quiet. One thing I really knock YouTube for is that they don't allow you to block by MAC address. They just do it by screen name. They don't even use IP, which is bullshit, which is why you have such a hard time getting rid of these losers. No, none of the coins, most coins aren't worth shit, and they're in bad condition. None of the ones I find are worth anything. Coin collectors, man, they're fanatics about, they say when you find an old coin, don't clean it. I mean, these people are crazy about condition. No, you can't. The only way you can block them is by their screen name, which is why these idiots are constantly coming back with new IDs. But with Facebook, it's MAC address. So you're going to have to get another device, which is much harder. D-Dub, what happened? Where you at? You and lame people sitting there staring each other in the eyes because neither one of you could get someone else to date? Have her show your stalking conviction. Her harassment she pled guilty to. You seem to know a lot about that the other night. You guys would be a match made in heaven. You can go around on the internet and act like you're friends with everybody and then constantly try and sabotage them behind their back. You guys she wasn't so old, you guys could produce offspring. You have access to the IP on an email, not through a YouTube post. Yeah, that's a good idea, Tango Papo. Yep. Yeah, anybody that uses their real name, that's why people will put emails and phone numbers, and I always erase them because they don't realize that these kooks will call them or email them a month later and they're trying to figure out how they got their information. That's how. D-Dub, where are you? No, they're not doing anything at all. I'm getting rid of them. It's my channel. I'll do whatever the fuck I feel like doing. Mind your own business. You show me how you can get an IP address off a YouTube comment on a channel. You're getting out there again. This is just like the cell phone stuff you were bringing up the other day. You're getting out there again. You were talking about cell phone and the effect on the brain. and I asked you to show me a published study. Yeah, I'm not giving you any. I'm not giving you any. I gave them all to Melodic already. Yeah, I hate Apple everything. It's so overpriced. I mean, I'll admit this phone's on its last leg. Show me one of them. Give me the name of one of them. Go listen to Golden Years by David Bowie. See, D-Dub's pissed now that he just can't chime in here like just a regular loyal follower. I'm talking about a published study showing the damage, not an investigation. A scientific study, a conclusion, proof. Yeah, I think D-Dub's got to be. D-Dub, we're going to let you make a couple more comments, and then it's nice talking to you. You're going to have to get and make another fake ID. Nah, D-Dub is smarter. Ollie's too stupid. It'd take her a week to come up with a fake ID. No, it wasn't a bikini. It wasn't a bikini. It was a one piece. I know it's hard to believe. It'd be like looking at a T-Rex and thinking it won a bikini contest, but when Ollie was young, she was cute. I'm at front of a coffee shop. Go on, D-Dub. We'll let you make one more comment, and then it's going to be curtains. You can go back to getting drunk and making more fake IDs. Oh, thank you, Diane. You got any? Yeah, that's a good point. You got any going away statement to make, D-Dub? That high IQ of yours bit you in the ass again. You can call Elaine today. Ask her if she'll give you a copy of her plea agreement to plead guilty to harassment at 64 years of age. No, I think in fairness, D-Dub deserves at least one more comment to make. Come on, D-Dub, go ahead. Go out with flaming. Go out with a big bang. Yeah, candid camera was good. You couldn't do that now because you need to get their consent ahead of time or they'll sue you. Come on, D-Dub, you're getting a little quiet out there. I'm gonna take Daisy for her favorite place to run around today. Man, these clouds are killer today. Look at these clouds. Hey, Blue Malibu, how you doing? I haven't checked out the Amish in a while either. No, it's nice out. Nice. These are great clouds, though. Yeah, I don't know why they don't play Bread songs on the radio anymore. I can't figure that out. He was such a prolific, strong songwriter. There's some pretty good interviews they had with David Gates on YouTube. Seems like a really good guy. But boy, you never hear a Bread song. Maybe they're too long. Same with Jim Croce. Never hear those. Come on, D-Dub. Where you at, you loser? Yeah, I love South Dakota. I love South Dakota, North Dakota, and Montana. I love those 3 states. Yeah, it's tough getting Amish interviews. I'm surprised I got that one, to tell you the truth. Rachel, did you get your magnets? Everybody should have got their magnets by now. Their magnet. What's that, Shonda? Oh, you didn't ask for one? I thought I sent you one. Oh, okay. Everybody should have got them. Those clouds would be bumpy if you flew through them. Sure be fun to do, though. Those damn magnets got to the United Kingdom just as at the same speed they got to the people I mailed to in the U.S. Isn't that weird? Yeah, they are beautiful clouds. Yeah. I'm in West Branch, Michigan. I'd say it's about 65. Oh, Grand Forks, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Where at in Illinois you living? Oh, okay. I lived there for 13 years. How do you like that traffic? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like Cincinnati. Cincinnati looks great when you're coming through there at night from the south. Beautiful. Yeah, Blue Malibu, make sure you wear something over your face if that smoke comes your way. Seriously. Burn wood is like some of the worst smoke you can get for your lungs. You think because it's so far away that it can't hurt you. It's not true. Yeah, well, you didn't. Everybody sent their emails, and I sent them to the people, the first 10 that responded. Yeah, it's really pretty at night. Yep. AM1. Bertha, make sure you wear something over your face. Don't smell that. Don't inhale that smoky air. Yeah, we had a car racing place where I lived. I grew up, Flat Rock, Michigan. And I never went to that one time. People would come from all over to go to that Flat Rock Speedway. I never went to it once. It's kind of those old banged up stock cars that run around. I probably did if you sent it. Send it again though, just in case. Put in the title subject Patricia Brown. Then I'll make sure I don't miss it. Yeah, Tom. Yeah. Oh, Hartford. Okay. Hey, that guy that just came in to get a coffee, he had to turn off his truck so he could order a coffee. It's so loud. That guy that bought my antiques, he's got a new F350. It's got a new diesel. Man, are they quiet? Yeah, I don't really like car racing. It's too boring. I'll go see Top Fuels about every 20 years, but they don't even come to Michigan anymore. Must not have had enough interest. Did you upload any more songs, Patricia? You guys need to check out Patricia's channel. She's a singer. Oh, that's cool, Blue Malibu. Oh, are they? Yeah. Like I said, I don't think I could just watch cars go around in a circle. Oh yeah, I believe it. This guy's pickup was 70 grand. Oh, sorry about that, Blue Malibu. No, I'm gonna call Kelly. Actually, I'm gonna call Kelly. I'll put a little video up on that later. Yeah. So Bertha likes those driving videos. No, she's not doing too hot. Oh, that's all right, Patricia. I want you to write a song about me and sing it in a high pitch. Bye, Jody. All right, Graphic. Have a good day. She's a singer. Trisha's a singer. Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to sign off here, you guys. Actually, I'm going to call Kelly right now while I'm thinking about it, and then I'll come back on and give you an update. So I'm going to sign off now, see what the deal is on that, and then I'll come back on in a few minutes. See you, Deidre. Good, Maggie. Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna call there now, and then I'll come back on and let you know what she said. So you have a good day between now and then. I'll do it in just a few minutes. If I don't come back on, it's because I didn't talk to her. But when I hear from her, I will. So have a good day, everybody.